Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I love that music. So sometimes I will talk over the intro. I don't know if you guys can hear it now. Anyway, welcome to the show today. We are going to be breaking down some fundamental shit. So first off, just welcome, community. It's been so amazing to see you all. I went to after party for Grow here in New York City last night, and man, I made it to the slice of pizza and then had a 45-minute conversation with a few of you, and then got up and got a non-alcoholic beer, a nice IPA from Athletic Brewing Company, and then walking back with another slice of pizza, ran into two more of you. We ended up hanging out for 45 minutes there, and then went to Club Macanudo for cigars for another couple hours, played some blackjack, and the winner of the blackjack game got a 3-day free trip to Panama. I did not win. But anyway, I don't have the time to go to Panama. I got a kid coming in 2 months, less than 2 months, which is crazy. So let's get into it today. As always, we're going to answer all of your questions from the previous week on both YouTube channels. I'm going to dive in and just share the screen and dive through all of this stuff with every one of you. If you have questions this week, drop them in the comment section here. They're going to show up in this section live, so you can tell I'm not editing shit. Say whatever the fuck you got to say. Let's have some fun. And we're going to start off like we did last week, because I think so many of you got so much value out of it, kind of touching on the video that we dropped earlier. So without any further ado, let's get into that a little bit here. So anyway, first off, if you are watching, let me know where you're from. I'm always so fascinated. Australia, India, Dubai, Alabama, California. Where are you at? I personally, right now, am in Manhattan. Okay, let's get to it. So let's start with some truths and dive into some answers. First off, ads are more expensive. They are less profitable because what worked before doesn't work anymore. And if you don't know me, hi, my name is Charlie. I've spent over $1 billion on Meta. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a lot more money with a simple fix that you can set up in minutes for free. This same fix powers brands like Portland Leather Goods and Original Grain and Ride Fresh and dozens and dozens and dozens of others and hundreds of MBA students. So I want you to start with this. Most people think that if the ROAS is high or the CPA is low, they're winning. But that's not what's really happening. So let's unpack why the old way just doesn't work. All right, let's do some math. Let's say we have an ad with a $50 AOV and a $10 CPA. Looks solid, right? 5x ROAS. But let's dive in a little bit deeper, because this is the big trap. Chasing the low-cost sale. It's penny smart, but pound foolish. So let's give a little bit of an example of a marketing funnel here. Your best looking ad, according to attribution, is usually bottom of funnel. It's often a retargeting ad or retention, or you're evaluating its performance on last click impressions, even if you got a ton of exclusions, even if it's broad, even if you're hitting everybody in the world. A 4PI says all of these things. So they look great on paper, but they're just recycling demand created earlier. So that's not growth. That's just cannibalization of your own effort. We have to understand that costs will always rise, right? Ad costs are going to always go up. Inventory will always be more expensive. Competition grows, ads fatigue, CPMs climb. Well, if you do things wrong. So chasing a low CPA is basically a dead end. It's like medicine. Treating symptoms never cures the disease, right? Optimizing for a low CPA feels good short term, but when your costs rise, and they always do, you're right back where you started. So We have to understand that quick fixes are never going to fix that. They never last. For real growth, you need a strategy that survives rising costs. And this is where one of my favorite quotes is this guy, Dan Kennedy. And essentially he says, whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. To do that, you need true profit, not surface numbers. You need to grow the volume of profit in the bank account. So let's focus on GPT. Now let's revisit that example we talked about earlier with the second scenario. All right, this is where a fix comes in. Remember, the first example, $50 AOV and a $10 CPA, 5x ROAS. But in our second example, $100 AOV and a $30 CPA. Now your ROAS is lower, it's a 3 versus a 5, but your profit is $70 instead of 40. It's nearly double. ROAS is ego. GPT is bank account. How much more do you think you could spend if you made twice as much on every sale? Well, 2 or 3 times as much money. Easy. So the way you set this up is inside your ads manager, click customize columns, then hit create custom metric. Go ahead and name it GPT. That's gross profit per transaction. And the formula for this is easy. It's average order value minus cost per purchase. Save it. Now it's a column in your dashboard. Now your dashboard can show true profit at the ad set or campaign level. And this really helps us to scale. If you look at the ugly thumbnail for this video, with GPT, you can stop chasing CPAs. You can build profit-focused strategies and outspend your competitors wisely. Now, here's the easiest way to optimize any account, especially, God forbid, you're somebody that's launching 5 ads, 10 ads, 100 ads a week. Like if you have something like 12 ads in your account or 100, here's a way you can stop destroying your business and start making a lot more money. Where's your CPA above average and your GPT below average? That's a bad ad. Turn it off. You want to spend more money where your CPA is below average and your GPT is above. And it's not just because of the CPA. The point is, how much does it cost to acquire more revenue than average? You right now in your account have ads that more effectively than average get a sale to occur, and ads that more effectively than average drive a higher volume of profit. Every time you're spending money on something where both of those things aren't true, you're spending money on either buying more expensive sales or making less money with every sale. So that just doesn't make sense. If you go into your ad account right now, like if you're like, I was talking to somebody yesterday and I saw there was a comment this week. They're like, I have 10 ad sets with 5 ads a piece. So that's 50 ads. The way you make more money, if that's you, is just start turning off the ads where the CPA is above, the GPT is below. The thumbnail of this video is a simple little quadrant. Find all of the ads that are in the bottom left, turn them off. What'll happen is overnight you make more money. It's literally the easiest thing to do to just eliminate waste. Instead of trying to move faster so the ship doesn't sink, just plug up all the holes. Fire the bad employees. You don't need 43 people on a basketball court. Just get the 5 that are the best. Now, here's the thing. We do need a profit volume metric because GPT can be powerful, but it can also mislead. It shows profit per sale, but that's really only half the story because it's missing volume. So let's give an example here. 2 ads, one where the GPT is 50 and another where the GPT is 30. Now ad A has a GPT of 50. It makes 10 sales. That's $500. Ad B, where the GPT is 30, makes 200 sales. That's $6,000. Now, GPT alone will mislead it. It will tell you the wrong information. It'll tell you to turn off the one with the GPT of 30, but it's the one driving the most volume of profit. So the way we look at this is with a profit volume metric. That's GPT times purchases. It shows profit per ad, ad set or campaign, and not just per transaction, but absolute value. Where are you getting the actual money? And remember, some ads close, some fill the funnel. Sometimes you hit a unicorn that does both. Profit volume shows it all. So you can double down on what truly grows your account. So now You know how GPT transforms strategy and profit. And you understand how profit volume lets you measure for the greatest opportunity. To scale from $100,000 days, well, I have another video on the channel. You can always check that out. It's the default video that we have there. So go and take a look at it if you want to dive in deeper for that. Now, we have a lot of questions queuing up over here. I just wanted to cover that to start with because I want to start, bam, value. If you only watch that 10 minutes, everything you do will be more profitable in your ad account. Like, it's the simplest way of making a lot more money. Turn off the things that are not as good. And the definition of success is what's the best way of acquiring revenue? Easy. Now, let's dive through some of these things. Yo, India. All right. Nice. Okay. So I've always had this issue. I haven't been able to crack down being profitable with Meta without cost caps because my ads are bad. But to be honest, how do I make good ads? Here's the thing, random video clips. Good ads. How are you getting attention to begin with? There's no such thing as a good ad or a bad ad in the design or the structure. I've seen ugly fucking ads print cash, and I've personally paid a Kardashian to make content for me and made nothing. There's no delineation at the ad level if it's good or bad. I actually have a video on entanglement theory that explains why we don't know what a good ad is. You cannot look at your ad account and be like, that's a good ad. Now, there are some folks like Dara Denny, Barry Hott, other folks like that, that'll be able to say these ads are better. But is it good? I don't know. It should probably do one of a couple of things, and their hit rate on being right is probably better than other people. But why? And there's a lot of subjectivity, and there's a lot of knowledge that goes into that. But the honest truth is, how do you get attention? What do you do well? Where do you make money in your business? Go one step before that and just try to get more volume to whatever it is that makes you successful. So the reason the cost caps are working is because you are good at essentially taking sales from your competitors. Great. How do you go about not needing them? I would probably invest in some brand development stuff. If you look at my Disruptor Academy channel here, just type in Disruptor Academy into YouTube, you'll see a great video called How to Crush Facebook Ads on a Small Budget. I would start there. And for the record, that strategy that I use for people spending $100 a week is also the one that I use for brands spending $20,000 a day. It might not be as much of the budget. It's often a lot more money, but a slower percentage. But I hope that I hope that helps you out. And that's really the playbook. So another question here. I'm going to college to get a marketing degree. Thinking of becoming a media buyer, content strategist. Which would you recommend? On that channel, I actually have how to make $100,000 as a media buyer. And I've built out a personality test that leverages Myers-Briggs with job descriptions. So you can figure out what's probably the best outcome for you. And you take that test and it'll tell you, hey, based on your personality type, these are the career paths in marketing that'll be best for you. I would probably start there. I built a tool that's free for you to use. It's on ChatGPT. And hopefully using that will get you an answer to your question. I just realized there's like some visual effect of like softening my skin here. That's weird. Apparently they got Snapchat filters on StreamYard today. I don't know. Hey, Charlie, if you were starting a new brand, how would you launch if you don't know the marketing, the angles, the messaging tested? I would start by learning that. I would try to make sales, or I would do a bunch of investigation into my competitors. I'd see what of my competition feels like something I could most easily replicate. So how do I just do what somebody else does, but better? Remember, if you're starting a brand, all you need to do is appeal to your target customer slightly better than somebody else does. You don't need to steal all of their customers, but if there's 5 people a day that appreciate how you do something differently than how somebody else does something, then that's a great way to start a business. I would be going all in on organic. I'd post 2 or 3 Instagram reels a day, 5, whatever it is you can do. And just try to understand what hooks What messages, what angles, what styles, what content gets me attention? What gets me follows? Can I attach a ManyChat CTA to it? What gets actual people to take actions? Let me make sales with that, figure out how to make it work. And then I'll use some of the money from those sales to begin amplifying with paid the stuff that worked organically, and then go from there. All right. Jesus says, this is my problem. How many ads are too many? I don't know, 10, 15? When I browse the FB ad library, everybody has an nth degree amount of ads running. Okay. Well, a couple of things. First, number one, don't assume that people that are running ads are good at it. Second, if you're looking at, say, True Classic, who spends $200,000 a day, and you're like, well, they've got a bunch of ads. Do you spend $200,000 a day? Don't copy a 9-figure brand to try to get 9 sales. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Third, is that something you can afford to do? Do you have the budget to launch 1,000 ads and get them all out of the learning phase and have real significant data? I'm going to go ahead and help you out here real quick. Don't worry about it. The answer is no. You don't have the budget to legitimately run 50. In order to see one impression across 50 ads, with those ads being shown in every possible combination of orders, so you get a data set of 1 across the customer journey that your ads make, would cost you nearly $500 million. It's not going to happen. And that's assuming a CPM of 20. And I've busted the math out here on live, so you can check out another one. The point is, it's just not possible. So Jesus, remember that a lot of people get paid for doing work. They get paid for how much work they do. They also don't necessarily get paid because of the outcome of their job. If you have a salary gig, you're not paid if you do a good or bad job this week on Facebook. Your job is to make sure that Facebook exists. You need to be better than the person who hired you at the job. And also remember that not every ad is there to make a sale. Plus, if you're using dynamic ads, it might show up as multiple variations. And of course, the ads library doesn't necessarily tell you all the ads that are live. If you look at my ads library, it's a ton of stuff. And it's like, I'm not even running anything for conversion right now. But you'll see a lot of ads. So just understand that the people that told you the ads library is a reflection of the ads that are running in an ad account were wrong. And you trying to copy people that are solving problems that you don't have doesn't give you a playbook to solve the problem that you actually do have. And hey, if everybody else is making mistakes, that's just a great opportunity for you to be smarter. That's why I'm here for. I'm growing lab-grown jewelry in the segment of fine jewelry, but I don't have the budget to make every piece. So how do I test my design? Well, that's a great question, Andrea. Or sorry, Kiara. My bad. I saw Andrea comment down there. So if you don't have the budget to test every design, do you need to? Do you already have sales of any design? If you can sell one thing well, why are you trying to worry about other things? Because if you don't have to, just get a rendering up and then run catalog ads. So let your email do the marketing. Just what is the way that you can get any sale? Are you trying to figure out a way to sell 100 different items once, or how to sell one thing 1,000 times? Which one's better for you? It's lab-grown jewelry. I feel like just keeping the lab lights on and humming is your job. Just do the one thing that does that well. And the rest of the shit is just fucking noise. Don't worry about it. Jeff Lewis, wondering what a structure looks like for online courses. Wondering how you warm people up. Thanks for your time. Hey, Jeff, love this. Again, how to crush Facebook ads on a small budget. The video on the Disruptor Academy YouTube channel. Highly recommend you check it out. But what I'm doing, if you want to go check out my ad account for sure, I post consistently around the same types of content every day on Instagram or however often I post. I am running engagement to every post that I have up to a certain dollar amount. I then evaluate how much does it cost me to get accounts to engage? How much does it cost me to get a follower? And the things that are most cost effective at that, I isolate and boost independently. And that means that ultimately I am promoting the content that most often earns trust. Now, in the information business, because that's what I do info. That's disruptor school. Now, mind you, people trust me on info because I've done 9-figure SaaS companies. I've helped build lead gen industries like solar and stuff like that. And I've been a part of more than a few like 8-figure e-com exits. Okay. But if you're running online courses, let's say you're doing it for tennis, the purpose of your organic, the purpose of your free is to earn trust. The purpose of a low ticket is to prove your knowledge. The purpose of a high ticket is for somebody to get access to you. That structure is how it works. Look at Hermosi. All right, everybody loves quoting Hermosi. Let's just actually, instead of quoting him, just look at his business. Or Gary Vee, although he doesn't have the same kind of business model. But let's just use Hermosi. He puts out a shit ton of content. You trust him. And he has the opportunity of you paying him in a few different ways to get access to him. He basically doesn't run the low ticket model at all because he doesn't have to. Although, fun fact, his high ticket is his low ticket because his high ticket is him getting equity in your business. So his low ticket is like $30,000. His high ticket is millions. Good for him. But again, it's earn trust, prove your expertise, get access. That's how it all works. All right, let's keep going. Our team runs financial info products targeting conservatives. Cool. Conservatives are people who, generally speaking, have the most disposable income and are most susceptible to digital to marketing in general. So totally works as a market. Fun fact, that didn't always used to be the case. However, in the early 1980s, President Reagan removed the legal accountability of a news organization or entertainment to have they were no longer legally bound to tell the truth. Basically, you did not need to present factual information. Basically, you could say anything you wanted on TV or on the radio, and it didn't have to be backed up by facts. It could just be stated. So news organizations were able to spring up in the entertainment tax shelter. And what happened was the creation of the industry of conservative talk radio, which as cable came up became Fox News and a bunch of other things. And that business model is very, very effective. It's always been the most expensive ad placement in the world when it comes to targeting just normal people on radio and television, because you are hitting a very susceptible market with a lower barrier to purchasing decisions, and it works very well. So good market. I used to be a conservative talk radio host on SiriusXM, and I can tell you it's extraordinarily profitable. Side note, the majority of the people that I actually met in that industry are actually not believers of the things that they say, but it's incredibly fucking profitable to say it. So there you go. Anyway, to run political ads, he's just destroying your 401k. We need to verify our account, but it usually ends up getting banned. Ejak, is this normal running political ads? Yes. Now, if you go to disruptorschool.com/orange trail, that's a subdomain on my site that will bring you to a partner that I work with that runs managed accounts. And it'll probably get you in a pretty decent place to be able to run stuff or let you know the things you can and cannot run. It's very reasonably priced, especially when you look at the other option being I can't run ads. I also find it interesting you're targeting conservatives saying he's destroying your 401k, but it's interesting the irony of targeting people who support the destruction of the 401k with saying here's how we solve the problem, but the problem isn't vote differently. It's just ironic to me. And that's not a political statement. I'm just saying historically since the 1980s, every recession was with a conservative at the wheel. That's just a mathematical fact. That's just science. I'm not trying to say if it's a good or a bad thing. Not here to give a political opinion. Again, I was a conservative talk radio host. I'll let you take that for what it's worth. But I also play punk rock, which is where the nails in the hair and the tattoos come from. Although a lot of people think it's a political thing. It's like, motherfucker, I play in punk bands. And I'm just having a good time. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, hopefully that helps. You're the GOAT. Thank you. All right, I'm building a jewelry brand, but I can't make every piece. How do I test? I think we got to that. No sales yet. Okay, Kiara, if you have no sales, don't run ads. Figure out how to sell something, then run ads so we can figure out how to sell. Hello, good to see you, Suraj. Okay, we're going to get through these next 3 questions. Then we're going to open up the YouTube and just plow through all the comments because there's so many of them there. Also, by the way, if you have enjoyed this stuff, please go ahead and just share this video with people. Tag your friends. I don't know what happened, but yesterday I got 10 times more subscribers than I usually do, and they didn't come from a video. So one of you lovely people is sharing things, and thank you for that. Cerberus. Let's see what's going on. Cool. How would you run ads for a $5,500 a month book a call funnel? More specifically, campaign type and testing methodology. I have 3 or 4 world-class creatives currently. Qualified booking calls around $900 a call. I mean, this is a pretty loaded question. It's a pretty long-winded question. My recommendation for you is really figure out the lead gen side. What I would do, actually here, it's too long-winded for me to get to here, but I have a video. If you look on my channel here, around lead gen, it's got Alex Ramosi on the thumbnail. Basically, it's a video I dropped 3 days before his $100 million leads ebook, or his book dropped in that whole event. Since that video went live and that event, he fired his media buyer and tried to hire one of my students. And he made $100 million in a day the next time he did the job. That video is literally a screen share through me building out the entire ad campaign and all of the structure from tagging to funnels to creative. So it was good enough to shake things up. And the next time he ran something, he set a Guinness Book of World Records, like for the most amount of money selling a book in 24 hours. What would I do? I literally just posted it. And fun fact, I reposted it a couple weeks ago. So if you go to my channel, you'll see it very recently. I think it's something like you're doing lead generation wrong, something along that effect. I don't remember. I've gotten more clickbaity on my titles, so I can't remember them all, but it's the lead gen video with Hermosi on it. I hope that helps. Anyway, could you please explain how to organize the concepts within each ad set? For example, a static ad set, would you simply change the headline for the 3 variations? Yeah, it's a 3-2-2 ad. I would just have different different headlines, different primary text in there. Organizing concepts within an ad set and all of that stuff is a bit complicated. Simply put, you probably don't need to test all of these things. If you already have 4, 5, 6 ads that work really well, go check out my video. It's called I spent $1 billion on Facebook ads, and this is what I learned about creative testing, because I have spent that much and that's what I learned. But essentially, what you really want is like one ad set that because remember, the campaign chooses the ad set to spend on. The ad set chooses which ad to spend on. The campaign doesn't choose the ad. Facebook doesn't choose the ad, right? The ad set does in a CBO. If you're using ABO, what the fuck are we doing? This is 2025. Don't. All right, cool. Small little editorial. All that to be said, if you have one ad set with some proven ads, the purpose of creative testing is just say, of these 5 or 6 ads that I have running, which one is doing its job most poorly? Let me do 1 creative test or 2 creative tests to A/B split test with some 3-2-2 ads, a way to see if I run ads alongside in a separate ad set from my winners, does it earn spend? And if it does, what ad spends less over here? If I've got 5 or 6 ads in one ad set and I launch a new ad set and it gets spend, well, something over here gets less. So what sees less as this sees more? And does that make the campaign and, more importantly, my business performance better? So that's how I organize the structures. I rarely are going to too many concepts. I would do a two-way test on the concepts, and just try to like go through it that way. But I hope that helps you. Man, we're stacking up more questions. All right, I am going to call it on the Cerberus Inc. question, and then we're going to keep going. We're going to go to YouTube. So anyway, if you have a static ad set, 3-2-2 ad, so it's 3 creatives, 2 primary text, 2 headlines in 1 flex ad. I might do 2 of those. More than that means that you're investing more heavily in making a scientifically, statistically significant answer more expensive and longer to come by. And by the time you get to like 10, 15 ads, it's impossible. There are not enough people on the planet. There's not enough money in the world for you to spend to even get an impression count of like 1 or 2 across every possible combination of those ads. So it's a complete fucking waste of time. All right. The purpose of high ticket to improve knowledge, the purpose of low ticket to get access to you. Absolutely right. Love it. Although I would flip it. The purpose of low ticket is to improve knowledge. The purpose of high ticket is for the access. Hope that helps. Do you have experience in FinPub? Your background sounds unique. Yeah. Fun fact, I used to run the ads for Principal Financial Group and doing like weird like promotion stuff on LinkedIn and Twitter just to like publish white papers and stuff. But I've done a lot of other businesses in that space. That was like 15 years ago. So yes, I do. It's one of those things when you spend like $1 billion over a decade, you end up having a little bit of experience in a lot of places. All right. My friends are always going on about the Myers-Briggs personality test. Do you remember which video? It is very specifically on the Disruptor Academy YouTube channel, which is free. By the way, we're about to make Disruptor Academy free. School is opening up tiers, so we're going to have a free tier. So basically, these kind of calls that happen for the Disruptor Academy channel, we're going to have entire community is free for anybody, and the content will be just the YouTube videos for now, plus access to being able to watch some of the videos that we have inside the community of the live calls and stuff. And then you'll be able to upgrade to attend the calls and get the courses. And then from there, if it works out, you can join the MBA. Remember what I said? Earn trust, prove value, get access. I hope that makes sense. But that video specifically was, I think it's like how to make 6 figures as a media buyer, how to earn $100,000. But it has a link to the GPT on it. You could also just go to the ChatGPT, the GPT store, and just type in Disruptor School. And you'll see all of the tools that I use, from like stuff to write YouTube videos to copywriters. 1,000 tools are in there. LinkedIn posts, a bunch of stuff. All right, last question. Charlie, you're the best. Thank you. Actually, we created 200 plus ad creatives for this launch. My question is more to how to properly test. Do you test audiences? God, no. You only creative broad? Yes, only creative broad. Also, you have 200 ad creatives. What you're telling me is you can post organically 10 times a day for 3 weeks. Do that first. Post 20 times a day for 10 days. Do that first. Then the things that show to be exponentially more powerful than other ones in the level of engagement or views or whatever, run those. As a matter of fact, get ManyChat attached to your Instagram account and just throw in a lead magnet. Comment, like if you go to my Instagram account and you say comment scale, it'll bring you to the sales funnel for the MBA, or I see if it's right for you. And if it's not, we just send you straight to the academy because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want you to waste mine. So you have 200 plus ad creatives. Awesome. Post once an hour for like the next 2-3 weeks. And every post has a comment scale function. Now, it's probably going to fuck you in the algorithm. So maybe you post 5 times a day for like a month. Do that. The things that do well are the ones I would run with ads. Remember, ads are only there to amplify what works organically. Otherwise, you're doing a bad job. Okay. We've done 200 plus ads for Hermosi. We sell world-class ad creatives. Yeah, cool. Here's the thing. Hermosi doesn't need his ads to be good. Hermosi's ad strategy is actually not great at all because his organic is strong. If your organic isn't strong, you can't get away with running 200 different ways of showing Hermosi's face. Won't work. Would you start by boosting Instagram posts? Yes, if we're launching. I think we're getting way off track. I need to get to the YouTube comment section. But again, check out the video for how to crush Facebook ads on a small budget. It lays out this entire strategy step by step by step. Bookmark the video, come back to it over and over again. That's quite literally a how-to. If you're spending like $100 a month to get to $100 a day. If you're spending $200 a day, how to get to 5. If you're spending $1,000 a day, how to get to 10. Like, it is stupid easy, and things that most people just never even think about doing, because actually being good is something most people don't care about. They just want the report to be good, not the business. Okay, one last question, Tushar, and then I'm going to the YouTube and I commit to it. Okay, so we got to get through the questions over there. How to sell competitive and saturated products profitably using Facebook static ads? Run the ads. There's no secret. If you want to sell products, don't be a salesperson. If your goal is to sell products, don't run Facebook ads. Get onto Amazon. If you want to acquire customer journeys or people buy over and over again, you might have something where Facebook ads work. Okay? And that's the hard truth that most people just won't tell you, honestly, because either they don't know or they don't care. Or their experience is something different, which would be great, but they have great weeks and then they have to redefine what they're going to do with their lives over and over again. We just see it repeating this process of what used to work doesn't work anymore because everything changed. And the reality is it really hasn't. The only thing that's changed is that doing things the wrong way is less and less reason that you're not successful. It's because what you're doing is bad. Algorithm updates should make your ad account better. People complain about iOS 14. It was a bad 3 days. Andromeda killed my ad account. No, Andromeda made the bad thing you were doing less profitable. The arbitrage went away, but it's very easy to be better. It's very easy to use the machine to your benefit. It's very easy to, here we go, set up where the engineering team at Facebook is your marketing department, which is what I recommend. Okay, let's get to all of this. I'm going to hide some of the comments. No, we're not going to hide the comments. We're full transparency here. By the way, MBA program right down there. Join me, work with me directly. Highly recommend the exact process and system I use to help brands get to like $1 million a week. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's get to this. Okay, just discovered the channel. Feels like I stumbled on a gold mine. You're welcome. Any chance you create more tailored content towards Kickstarter campaigns? Not generally star contract. There's no difference in any business models. So Kickstarter campaigns is the same thing as like a massage parlor, is the same thing as like somebody selling MMA memorabilia, is the same thing that people that are running high ticket lead gen. All of Facebook is the same. It's software. The strategy is the same. Do you think a pivot table in Excel works differently because you're trying to help your kid with his homework or you're running $1 billion business? No, it works the same for everybody. So thank you so much for the love. And what I hope you get out of this more than anything is that everything we talk about works for everybody because it's all the same thing. Next question. Hi, Charlie. We're currently testing 10 ads per CBO. How about more than 20 ads from each batch to test? How should we launch the rest? Newest CBO, 10 ads, another ad set, currently CBO, 10 new ads, or different methods. So one thing, don't have a testing campaign and a scaling campaign because the campaigns don't talk to each other. Second, there's no need for you to run this many ads. More ads equals worse results. Please don't run these. If you have this much creative that you just absolutely need to invest in, because somebody told you you're going to get fired, or they're going to like put you out of your home, or like steal all of your money if you don't run these ads. Put them up as organic pieces of social media content. There's no need to run this many ads. You're never going to learn anything from this. You're not answering any questions. You're just saying, well, the way I'm going to be successful in business is by asking the machine to spend less money on a bunch more dumb ads, because they don't have any data. So they're dumber ads. They're all competing with each other. They cannibalize each other. The new ads success isn't incremental to your business. It's just stealing results that would have happened on another ad. So then you're manufacturing ad fatigue for your old ads, all so you can find customers who are less likely to be, who are less like the ones that you have that are already good for you. So getting a second purchase is exponentially more difficult. So you're essentially investing a lot of money creating ads so that your Facebook machine is dumber, so that every other department of marketing in the company is less effective. To me, that makes no sense. But I'm saying it in that abrupt, rude way because I don't have much time. But I am launching like a whole series of videos that's going to break this stuff down. I have like a 2.5-hour course that I'm just going to drop in like 10 to 15-minute YouTube videos over the next couple of months. So stick around. It's going to be a fucking hoot. All right. Have you ever gotten $10 CPAs for a week and then 2 days at 300? That's how Meta rolls. Here's the thing, stupid card tray. Sure. But also I don't give a shit. 15 for a week and then 2 days at 300. Okay. So what does that mean? After that 10 days or 8-9 days, whatever, what is my CPA? 20? Is that bad? If last week was 25 and this week is 20 and next week is 17, do I have a problem? Sounds like I'm winning. You don't look at results day by day. Day by day is not how you run any business. So I'm being brutal here so that you can put everything into context, okay? You don't give a shit about day to day. Week over week is the most granular you should ever look at stuff, unless you're trying to dissect why the week over week is going bad. Okay, Professor, I have to say this best video so far. Thank you. Everything's super clear. I'm surprised that the game is different from what we know. Can't thank you enough. Oh, thank you so much. That's a great bit of feedback. Every Sunday, by the way, we drop an account audit video here. So you can tune in every Sunday and watch me just diving into somebody's ad account for 20, 30, 40 minutes and just like walking them through the steps to make it more successful. That one's 29 minutes. And thank you to Zishan for the love on it. The fuck ROAS video. Okay, great. This is what we talked about at the beginning of this video. There's another video that is linked in the description of this video. So if you want to go back and watch this one, that is more about the fuck ROAS video, the I found a better way to run meta ads in 2025. Okay, great. Loving this new metric custom preset I just made after watching this. Thank you. Fantastic, Kick3 Studio. I'm glad. I'll definitely add both of these metrics and optimize ads. Love it. Man, there's not a lot of questions, just a bunch of love. Everybody's talking about how, the comment section of YouTube is fucking toxic. You all are just nice. I don't know. I love the comment section. Just if I ever feel bad about myself or I'm having a tough day, I just go to the comment section on YouTube and it's all of you all just saying like, hey, thank you. The world is easier or we're making more money. Awesome. Okay. I'm a little confused about your PSM formula. Why are we multiplying the frequency with CPA? And we assume that we're paying the same CPA every time they purchase. What if they're coming back organically or via automation? That doesn't make the same first time cost we spent on ads. Here's the thing. Great question. Deep Sing 502. We use an average CPA because you don't know where any sale came from when you just open up Shopify. Your CPA is always blended. It's how much money did you spend? How many sales did you get? That's all it ever is. So we are blending these because customer acquisition costs versus the cost to get somebody to buy back again organically. If you spend $100 to get a new customer and the second sale is free, that means it costs you $50 to make a sale. You spent 100, you got 2. If the AOV of each one is 65, well, on the first one, you lost a ton of money. And then the second one, you made a ton of money. You're still up 15 on each sale. That's all that matters. You can't plan deeper than that. It's not possible. So that's why in the profitable scaling margin formula, we blend the CPAs. Hey, Charlie, we got to read this more. Okay. Hey, Charlie, hope you're doing well. I am, thank you. Quick question. I have 2 or 3 winning creatives by testing. How should I scale it properly? I'm a bit confused. My budget is small, like 50 to 70 a day, selling a product at $30. Please break that down in a bit details. Great question. The first thing I would do is I would say, how much profit do you have in the business that you're willing to invest in the growth of more ads? If the answer is, I don't know, every day is a little bit different, but I am profitable, what about just adding $5 a day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Seems like an easy way to go. Easy way to scale. Now you might say, oh, $5 isn't anything, blah, blah, blah. What about 5%? It's actually less than $5 doing that. But here's the thing. 5% a day, 3 times a week will double you every month. If you start at $50, you'll be at $13,000 this time next year. If I told you all you need to do to get to $13,000 a day is add 5% 3 times a week for a year, and all you had to do was make sure that when the question was asked of, do I feel comfortable increasing my budget? Your answer was yes. If that was the only thing you had to do, would you do anything else? Probably not. So why are you trying to overstress it? Right? It's the same thing of like, hey, if I give you $10 million, you take it? And you're like, yes. Okay. But also, if I give you $10 million, that means you don't wake up tomorrow. Would you still take it? No. Okay, great. So when you wake up tomorrow, realize that you waking up is worth more than $10 million. It's a beautiful thing. You wouldn't give anything to not wake up tomorrow. It's a beautiful experience. So just embrace each day as that gift. The point is very similar. You've got something that works. Let's start ramping it up and see how much more you can get. When you identify a problem, you do a little bit of creative testing to solve the one problem that is preventing you from saying yes. That's it. Should our first ad set new campaign at $100 be control? First off, you set the budget at the campaign level, not the ad set level, because it's not 2016 anymore. Either way, a new campaign at $100 a day. Should it be a control with 4 or 5 ad sets to test, or we start with the 3-2-2 right away? Here's the thing: if you have 4 or 5 individual ads that you can run with, do it. I'm okay with that. You can do 3-2-2 right away if you don't have proven stuff. This is one of those things where it depends. If you want a more stable result sooner, I would just run the 4 or 5 individual ads. However, that more stable result might not be good enough. So you can put in a situation of, I know what I'm going to get. And it's not quite good enough, but I know how to make it better. If that certainty at slightly less than what you want is a great place to start, go there. If you're saying, well, I'm willing to be less confident if it means I have the chance of winning earlier, then run the 3-2-2. But if you need to win right away or you're out of business, don't run ads, because you should not be in a situation. Don't run ads if you can't afford it, right? Don't gamble with money you can't lose. I hope that helps. All right. Vika, how would you create the ads for local business? Let's say solar. What would you keep things in your mind? I think it depends on how you communicate. I think it depends on how your business works. Remember that the ads only work if there's continuity between your organic social, your paid social, and your website. So that's why I built the 3-2-2 ad copywriter. You can go to ChatGPT and just type in 3-2-2. Here, let me show you if this will come up. Chat. Okay, here. Boom. I'm going to share this tab instead. This is a free tool anyone can use. Come on up. Okay, GPTs. Just do 3-2-2 and 3-2-2 method ads copywriter. Boom. 4.6 on 300 ratings, 10,000 plus conversations, and you just drop in your landing page. You can also drop in winning ad copy. Why not your landing page and a bunch of ad copy that works for all your competitors? Done. Easy. Use that as your foundation. That's where I would start. Cool. Can somebody tell me the exact formula in the ad account for the second one? Average purchases minus amount spent. Our total conversion volumes times ad spent, but I don't see either in the custom options. Me neither. Purchase conversion value minus ad spend. Boom. All right. Comment section. Come and with the heat, that's it. It's total purchase conversion value minus ad spend. Love it. You guys are, see, this is what I'm talking about. It makes me feel great. You guys are solving each other's problems. I don't even have to be here, but I'm gonna be here anyway. All right, let's keep going. This video should be getting many more views. Best content and ads for years. Thank you so much. Copy this band strategy, make an extra 10K. That was last week's live. I think it's very profitable. You guys should check it out. I learned several things from your videos as a performance marketer. These learnings are really helpful for me. Thank you for creating such content. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't even look in my comment section until we're live on these calls. And it's just like, oh man, I'm gonna have a great day. Thank you. Everybody's talking. Don't open your comments. It's full of toxicity. Mine aren't. Thanks, everyone. Alan, OG, very nice talk. Thank you. You're welcome. It was a 34 minutes of helping brands blow up versus a 29 minutes of helping brands blow up. By the way, I just dropped on the Disruptor Academy channel a video where it's like 76 minutes of brands blowing up. So anyway, hopefully we can get to the end of this and then I can get over to that channel. Great breakdown on scaling meta ads, clear and practical advice, the miss when running campaigns, tracking creative audience testing. Just lovely. Thank you. Donnie with the perfect situation for partnership ads. It's 100% is. I love it. Let's keep going. For GPT, COGS isn't factored in. Yeah, neither is it for CPA or ROAS or AOV. You can't make any metric perfect. This is inclusive. The error in GPT is the same error you get everywhere else. So don't worry about it. Let's see here. Hey, Charlie, switching my metrics view to 4PI so I can look at things the way that you recommend. Love that. Oh, somebody just joined the school. Hey, thanks, Tony. Fantastic. Right down there if anybody else wants to join. The MBA, not school. Happy days. I'm going to go buy myself a coffee. I can probably afford two. Anyway, I switched my metrics to 4PI so I can look at things the way I recommend. One thing I'm unclear on, I originally was told not to fire purchase events on upsells so the pixel wouldn't get confused. Sure, because of the ads manager shows negative GPT, but it's inaccurate because the upsells make things profitable. Yeah, this is a thing. The upsells are the next logical step. Here's what I would do. The pixel won't get confused because somebody takes an upsell. Okay? If somebody takes an upsell, I'm okay with that firing a second purchase event. If I'm willing to say the CPA on the platform is inaccurate, which it is inaccurate anyway. So there we go. Second, if an ad is more likely to get people to take the upsell, don't I want that ad to represent more of my data set? So if I make 10 sales and 4 of them are people that took an upsell, why don't I want that 4 to count as 8? Instead of 10 sales, I have 14, and more than half of that 14 is people that took the upsell. The machine's going to bring you more people to take the upsell. Is that a problem? Probably not. And then all the other things kind of pan out. So the person that said it was confused is wrong. The pixel doesn't even learn anything anyway. The idea that a pixel knows stuff is a whole other conversation for another day. But we will get there one day. All right. Appreciate that you don't have ads. Thank you. Yeah, I don't run ads on my videos. Yeah, this is the video, the $100 million ads video. He fired his long-term media buyer and tried to hire my students. That's a mad flex. Thank you. There we go. All right. We got about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to the other channel, Disruptor Academy. And let's try to get through some of these. We're going to speed run through some of these things, okay? All right. Where are we at? Community. Okay. Okay, love it. Got it. Okay, from India, and really hear people just fooling. They're talking about shit about making millions of meta ads. When I hear you feel meta ads are really understandable, thank you so much. I try to make ads very differently. I try to talk about them very differently so people can get results they wouldn't normally get. Thank you so much. Do you have a question in here? Please reply if you see my comments. Most welcome. Thank you so much. Should I use a 322 for every ad? Yes. Love it. Hey, DA, one of you like engaging thumbnails? Sure. All right. I had to stop watching 40 minutes in because I realized my INTJ nature. This is the video, by the way, how to be a media buyer in 2025, earn 6 figures full course. That's the one that's got the Myers-Briggs on it. She could tell us the comments like, I'm an INTJ nature of being infinitely curious, new knowledge as we processing everything. Time to start applying for jobs. Love it. All right. Somebody's please help. Okay. Let's see. Real estate in India, budget. How much more creatives can we test? Cost per lead. Don't test more creatives. Figure out a way that you don't need to. Don't figure out how to dodge bullets. Get to the point where you won't have to. That's my number one recommendation, because that's a very long-winded question, and it's a short question, but the answer is, I think, something we've hit home a few times in this call. So I don't want to just keep repeating myself, because I want to help everybody we can. Day one here, great video. Can't wait to rewatch this in the future and know exactly what this video means. Okay, fair enough. Ask any questions you got. Okay, if I will stop midway after completing this valuable piece of art. Thank you so much for commenting, for coming exactly when I need it. Type of personality, types of brilliance, idea. First comment so far. I love it. By the way, I'm an ENFP that does music and writing. Please give me all the advice is available. Honestly, do the Myers-Briggs test. It should be very helpful for you. Apparently, everybody loves it because I put some very heartfelt research into that tool. All right. Hey, if I want to start running ads, should I start with this video or your newest video, which is just from 2 months ago? Maybe Meta has changed. Meta hasn't changed in 6 years. So don't worry about it. How to crush Facebook ads at low budget is a great place to start. You can also look at the first video, which is how to set up an ad account. The second video is how to scale. The third video is how to make $100,000 doing it. The fourth one is how to do it on a low budget. There's a progress through all of those things. So watch them all. But that's the order in which I released them, in the order in which I think they'd be helpful. So hopefully that gets you what you're looking for. Okay, great info, but I signed up twice and never got the email Meta slides. Can you check that out? Hey, yeah, I don't know why you didn't. Email me info@Disruptor School and just say, hey, you told me to email you on the YouTube live because I signed up and didn't get the slides. And we'll see what we can do. We did have some email issues a few weeks ago because we were changing service providers, and so we had some delivery issues, but we should be okay now. Honestly, it's probably just in your spam, but let's make it work. All right, Jose Francis, the Meta Pro team wants me to merge the brand development campaign and the building trust campaign to one campaign with 2 different ad sets to avoid audience fragmentation. What are your thoughts on this? Fuck them. Audience fragmentation is it's a MacGuffin, is what we call it. It's a scapegoat. It's just something you don't need to worry about. We want a fragmented audience. We want the ads to know who is good to what. And I don't hate the idea of them being in the same campaign with different ad sets, but the business objectives of brand development and building trust could be different. If they are different, then your KPIs are different, and we can go from there. So hopefully that helps. By the way, scan the MBA, join the community, all of that fun stuff. All right. Let's remove this. Okay, while we're here, let's just also give a quick little shout out to Disruptor Academy. For those that are not in a spot right now where they feel comfortable investing in the MBA, let's just give a quick little shout out for all the people that have joined. We've got Zachary, we've got Antoni, we've got Sven, Ignat, Casper, Ivar, Anders, Julia. I'm just going from the last week. There we go. Okay. Well, now we went through the last week. So these are all the newest people. Sebastian, Brock, John, Lance, Santiago, Miro, Joel, Miguel. One person out of all of this is like, and fair enough, Miguel. I'm sorry. It feels like you run a bunch of ad stuff. So, maybe you didn't need me. It might have been too low. Great. And Charles, now we're into August. So anyway, like to give shout outs where we can to all of the members and remove this. Cool. We got time for a little bit over here. What's going on? I think my computer is locked. Alex Jones would be like, they're trying to shut us down. Another nonsense. Anyway, there we go. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's just try what we can do. Thank you, Charlie. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Random Video Clips. We are tossing every ad in a single ad set, or creating multiple ad sets in one campaign. We have new creatives introduced. New ads. Simply put, do I want the campaign to be more informed? In which case, I have fewer ad sets. Or do I want my ad sets to be better informed, meaning they have fewer ads? The honest truth is, from the way you're asking this question, I'm going to go ahead and assume you're launching way too many fucking ads. Would you use the same ad in your top of funnel retarget? Yes. But I would not separate my campaigns by top, middle, and bottom. Again, not 2017. I don't care what Sam Pigliero has to say. That's fucking crazy. Random ads. You run ads pretty different compared to a lot of these younger guys in the e-commerce space, except as drop shippers. What are your thoughts on the strategies young guys are using? If it's working for them, great. I think our definitions of success are very different. I don't want to risk everything to try to have an amazing $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 day and not have a business in a month. I want to know, if I'm spending $500 today, how this time next year can I spend $100,000? That's the path. If I can do that, the best day I ever have running the like younger hyper aggro, like alpha bro dropshipper strategies will be a fraction of what I could have in 6 to 9 months with every single day. Call me crazy. I want every single day to be better. It just means that I have to be patient. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. Everyone, we are at the end of the show. Next week, we're going to be dropping what I did. I hosted the event for school here in Manhattan, and I recorded like a 40-minute chat that I did for the little mastermind. So we're going to drop that here next week, along with your questions. So until next time, I'll see you guys on the internet. Bye.